Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 11 of the Nate Stowe Show. Today we're going to talk about how much does it cost to hire a trainer or join a facility, what the different options are, price ranges, the pros, the cons. We're going to continue ranking the positions needs of the Saints. So number one being the best position, we have plenty of talent, plenty of depth, and number 11 being, that's a weak spot and we really need to shore that up to have a complete team. And finally, a spoiler-free movie review of the Ballad of Skruggs. So this is going to be a little bit of a longer episode. I'm going to hop right in. First of all, how much does it cost to hire a trainer and or join a facility? Well, there's quite a few options here, so I made some notes for y'all. So here we go. Number one, you can join a big box gym. So that's something like a Gold's Gym, a 24-hour fitness, an Anytime Fitness, something like that. And that's going to run you between $30 and $50 a month. The pros of this is that you're going to have plenty of access to equipment and you're going to have tons of locations. So if you travel a lot, you're fine with working out on your own, this might be the way for you to go. Now, the negative is that it's crowded, so you're going to have to share the equipment. You might have to wait in line on that treadmill. If crowds bother you, you might not have as much fun, but if you're fine with crowds and you travel, this could be a good option. Next, we have things that are like group exercise classes or boot camps. So think something like Orange Theory. This is going to run you between $100 and $160 a month, depending on what membership you sign up for. The pros are that they're very time efficient and they're really upbeat. So if you really like loud music and you like a lot of energy, this could be your jam. I personally don't like that. But the negative is that it's very repetitive. So you better like the format of the class. You better like the way it's all set up because you're going to be doing it a lot. So next up, we got CrossFit. CrossFit, I think we all know what that is at this point in time. So if you know what it is, you're going to like it. The negative would be that you probably need to be having a little bit of a higher athletic background to go enjoy CrossFit. So someone like my mom or my mother-in-law probably shouldn't be doing CrossFit. That's going to be about $180 a month roughly for your average CrossFit membership. Next up, we have boutique studios. These are anywhere between $180 to $270 a month. So the nice thing about boutique studios is that they have a great sense of community. They're small, they're intimate, but a little bit like the group exercise class is that there's only one format, so you better really like riding the bike, you better really like yoga, you better like Pilates, because you're going to be doing that same format over and over and over. Next up, we got bodybuilding clubs. So that's something like the Hyde Park Gym, the one on off of, Guadalupe or Lamar, but it's got the muscle on the side. These are about $50 a month. The positives here are you can find some hard to find equipment. You can find some specialty weights and specialty items that you're not going to find at your typical place. The negative is that if you don't identify with being a bodybuilder, you're probably not going to like the environment, the grunginess, the sweat. It's hot. It's pretty hardcore. So if you identify with it, could be a great option. If you're thinking that's not me, probably can just save yourself some time and not even bother walking in. And finally, you have functional fitness studios or functional fitness facilities, and that's something like Stowe Training Systems. Positives are that we can bring in all the elements of everything, of all these different formats, so we can combine them all together to fit it to the person. The cost is going to be somewhere between $500 and $700 a month. The one negative is going to be its limited locations. Unfortunately, we've only got one spot, but outside of that, we're just going to take all the stuff from all the other formats, combine it, and come up with something special for you. All right, let's move it on from there. So, ranking the positional needs of the Saints. Now, I'm not just looking at the starters. I'm looking at the depth when I'm thinking about this, of like, if this guy gets hurt, who do we have behind them? So we said our weakest position was safety last video. Right behind safety is going to be the interior, or with tight end. So tight end, I think we're looking good. We picked up Jared Cook. Great player, but we have nobody behind Jared Cook. So Jared Cook either A, turns out to be a bust, or B, gets hurt. We got nothing. So we definitely still need to be shopping for tight ends, either in the draft, undrafted free agents, maybe a trade acquisition, but we definitely need to bring up our tight end game. There's a couple great ones in the draft. I hope they drop and we can slip one on our team. That'd be amazing. But anyway, looking at tight end. After that, or ranked higher than that, would be our interior defensive line. We got Sheldon Rankins. He's a great player. He was this absolute stud last year, but he hurt his ankle. I think he might have broke it. It's like the last game of the year, if not the first playoff game. Anyway, I'm not sure if he's even going to be able to start the season, so we don't have Rankins. We don't have any depth. We don't have him as a starter, so we definitely got to do something for that interior defensive line. So definitely a position of need. And finally, let's go on to movie review. Ballad of Skruggs. If you haven't seen it, it's a Coen Brothers movie, straight to Netflix, which is awesome and showing that Netflix is like really upping their budgets and attracting, not only the Coen Brothers to direct, but they had James Franco in there. They had Liam Neeson as some of the actors, so they're starting to get a lot more talent in these movies. I thought it was great. It jumped all over the place. It was a musical at one point. It's a dark comedy at another point. then it's like a tragedy, and then towards the end, it's just I don't even know, like a metaphorical, where like you think it's this one thing, but if you take a step back, once you watch the whole thing, you're like, oh wow, that's what it's really about. It jumped all over the place. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it a B++. I'm not going to give it an A because I can't see myself watching it like 100 times, like say Shawshank Redemption. And that's when I'd watch 100 times. That's an A+ movie. I'd go B++. I watched it by myself. Talked to Lauren that she should watch it, so I'll watch it again with her, and I might watch it again after that. But I can't see myself like Big Lebowski as an A++. I can't see it reaching that cult-like status to where I could just watch this like 100 times. That's it for today, y'all. I'm going to be back tomorrow with episode 12 of The Nate Stowe Show. Talk to y'all then.